You know, for many of us, we have looked on saddened as crisis has followed crisis, confidence has been shaken, where people have taken not the law into their own hands, but they believe that they can extend their reach in terms of the level of abuse, the level of misinformation, uh, even to the point where people are maligned without check. We have seen it with His Excellency the President, and even more so with Nana Akufo-Addo, where stories come out, pictures are thrown out which are wrong. And it often seems as though when the shoe is on one foot, it fits, and when it's on the other foot, then people get upset. The judiciary itself is a peculiar institution, which if you're on the outside is difficult to understand. I've found it difficult to understand many verdicts that have come out of the judiciary. But it is what we have, and we do not want to go back to those bloody days of the AFRC revolution. Those are days which we hope we will never ever see again. And if we don't, then it is the judiciary as we have it is what we've got. And whereas we will reach out and cry for consistency of verdict, respect of greater society's views and feelings on things, we must take responsibility at the end of the day for our actions, especially if we're public figures, especially if it is that we're in a position to influence the thought processes of many other people. At that point in time, we must be prepared to stand up and understand there is a limit within decency, within morality, within the law, within the incitement of people and the respect of institutions that we can go. We cannot and must not go any further than that. Whenever anybody's incarcerated, you have to think of their families, and you worry for people. And you have to wonder whether the reasons that they have been incarcerated, whether they are truly remorseful or whether it's a one-off. Whatever is the case, we can't reverse what has occurred now. But what we can do is look at ourselves individually. We can look at ourselves, for those of us who are public figures, and say, to what extent do we take the rage? To what extent are the consequences of actions and positions and words that we have? And it's time that we self-regulate. Because clearly what the Supreme Court is saying is that if you don't self-regulate, there will be more of these incidents, not less, but more. And we all want peace this year. That's all we want.